Hello, I'm Eli Schreckenhofer, and today I'd like to just start it off by asking a simple question. Have you ever been in a conversation and forgotten what you were going to say, or can't remember a certain event in the past, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't remember it? Well, that is how everyday life is for people struggling with Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a degenerative brain disease of unknown cause. In other words, Alzheimer's is a disease that people get where they lose their memory. Right now, there is an estimated 5.7 million people living with Alzheimer's. Many people are either scared of people suffering from the disease and are too late to help them. That is why I'm here to tell you about the 10 signs of Alzheimer's disease. Memory loss that disrupts daily life, challenges in planning or solving problems, difficulty completing familiar tasks, confusion with time or place, trouble understanding visual images, and spatial relationships, new problems with words and speaking or writing, misplacing things, and losing the ability to retrace steps, deceased or poor judgment, withdrawal from work or social activities, and changes in mood and personality. The first sign is memory loss that disrupts daily life. One of the most common signs of Alzheimer's disease, especially in the early stages, is forgetting recently learned information. Others include forgetting important dates or events, asking for the same information over and over, and increasingly needing to rely on memory aids or family members for things they used to handle on their own. The second sign is challenges in planning and solving problems. Some may experience changes in their ability to develop and follow a plan or work with numbers. They may have trouble following a familiar recipe or keeping track of monthly bills. They may have difficulty concentrating and take much longer to do things than they did before. The third step is difficulty completing familiar tasks. People with Alzheimer's often find it hard to complete daily tasks. Sometimes people may have trouble driving to a familiar location, managing a budget at work, or remembering the rules of a favorite game. The fourth sign is confusion with time or place. People with Alzheimer's can lose track of dates, seasons, and the passage of time. They may have trouble understanding something if it is not happening immediately. Sometimes they may forget where they are or how they got there. The fifth sign is trouble understanding visual images and spatial relationships. For some people, having vision problems is a sign for Alzheimer's. They may have difficulty reading, judging distance, and determining color or contrast, which may cause problems with driving. The sixth sign is new problems with words and speaking or writing. People with Alzheimer's may have trouble following or joining a conversation. They may stop in the middle of conversation and have no idea how to continue, or they may repeat themselves. They may struggle with vocabulary, have problems finding the right word, or call things by the wrong name. The seventh step is misplacing things and losing the ability to retrace steps. A person with Alzheimer's disease may put things in unusual places. They may lose things and be unable to find them again. Sometimes they accuse people of stealing, and this may occur more frequently over time. The eighth step is decreased or poor judgment. People with Alzheimer's may experience changes in judgment or decision making. For example, they may use poor judgment when dealing with money and giving large amounts to telemarketers. They may pay less attention to grooming or keeping themselves clean. The ninth step is withdrawal from work or social activities. A person with Alzheimer's may start to remove themselves from hobbies, social activities, work projects, or sports. They may have trouble keeping up with their favorite sports team or remembering how to complete a favorite hobby. They also may avoid being social because of the changes they have experienced. The 10th and final step is changes in mood and personality. The mood and personalities of people with Alzheimer's disease can change. They can become confused, suspicious, depressed, fearful, or anxious. They can become easily upset at home, at work, with friends, or in places they are out of their comfort zones. Alzheimer's disease is an issue that needs to be brought into the light. As you can see, life isn't easy for the 5.7 million people struggling with the disease. They have to fight to remember who they are, the people that they love, what day it is, and what they are doing. As of right now, there is no cure from Alzheimer's disease, and the only way to treat it is just to deal with it. But that is not right. Alzheimer's disease is one of the world's leading diseases, and people aren't doing enough to help the ones struggling. Alzheimer's disease is no different from Ebola or other illnesses. It might not be killing people, but it is still life threatening in the way that it ruins people's lives. Not just the ones who are struggling with the disease, but those who love them. Take it from me, my great grandma was struggling for many years with Alzheimer's disease before she passed away. Her disease got to the point where she completely forgot who I was. For the last couple of years of her life, she thought I was my uncle and had no clue who Eli was. You can't imagine what it is like to know someone your whole life and know that they have no clue who you are. Please help Alzheimer's disease by donating to foundations that are researching treatment and cures for the disease. Don't do it just to help me, but the people who have loved ones that are struggling, and for the 5.7 million people who are slowly slipping away.